So today I wanted to talk a little bit about a testimony, really, a little praise report or something that really awesome happened while I was away recently on a missions trip to Mongolia. So I'll set the scene a little bit. So I was with a group of people and we were doing a Bible training in Mongolia. This was the beginning of this year, around about then. We went there for 3 weeks and were quarantined upon entering the country. This is during the whole COVID outbreak and stuff, and so we were taken from the airport to a hospital, and we were kept in a hospital there for under observation for 2 weeks, and we spent our second week in a flat that was provided for us by one of the people who was actually quarantined with us, which is another miracle in itself. But while we were there, beforehand we were meant to do teaching. We were meant to be teaching in different churches and within the community, and every place that we could basically get ourselves into to do these seminars that we were going to be doing. And we didn't get to do any of that. We were quarantined immediately, and we were kind of like, our whole team was a bit kind of down, and because we went there with purpose, been looking forward to this trip for months and months and months, and so once we finally get there, we find that we might possibly not be able to teach at all, and we're just stuck here, without any kind of purpose, and we kind of taken without any given anything to do, just nothing to do. And so we found ourselves kind of like looking about, well, what could we actually do? And we were kind of thinking about it and praying, and we're like, well, there's two different things. We can actually, the nurses that were looking after us, the wonderful Mongolian nurses that were looking after us, who were so kind and so wonderful to us, and loved spending time with us, and we love spending time with them. They are a big part of our ministry. While we're here stuck in this building, we can treat them as daughters of the kingdom, just as we would any other people anywhere else we're going, which is good because it kind of would stand in contrast with how they were actually being treated by other people kept in a similar building who were the same building, who were kind of annoyed they were quarantined, and so weren't treating the nurses very nice, and so they would love hanging out with us, but they wouldn't really they told us this, they would love hanging out with us, but like everyone else would try to treat them like not very nice. So that was number one. We'd be able to just have a good time, talk to the nurses. They would ask questions about Jesus because we're there. That's what we're doing, So it would just naturally come up in conversation. They'd be like, "What are you doing here?" And then we just kind of share a bit what they believed and what we believed, and just had a great time talking. And the second part was a lady who actually got quarantined with us at the very same time. We came off our flight. We were in the same room, got taken to the hospital together, and we're all separated into different rooms, but she was in one of the rooms with a few of our team, and then there was two other rooms with two others, and then myself and another person. And so we had an entire 2 weeks worth of seminars planned. We'd all looked over all of these lessons and stuff, and we're like, yes, we'll totally do these. So we ended up teaching over Facebook, literally, because we're separated in each room. But luckily we had SIM cards that had enough data, so we were able to teach online over Facebook. Everyone joined in on the same call, and we were able to go through these seminars week by week. One of the big highlights from this trip for me was the day when I was teaching on the greatness of God. And I've done this teaching already, actually, in one of my previous videos. But it was a fantastic time because during talking about during that teaching, you're talking about how powerful God is, how He's present everywhere, how He knows everything. He's just, He knows and is everything, and it's just really cool. It's a great teaching. And during that time, the lady who has been quarantined with us, who wasn't originally part of our team but was with us in the hospital, she had been on crutches the week before. She'd broken a bone in her foot, and so while we were there, we were like, okay, all right, well, Grace of God teaching, let's do this, let's pray. And so we all prayed for her over Facebook. And first time, we prayed for her, and then she said, yeah, my foot feels a little bit better. It feels a little bit better, but it's still a little bit sore. And say, okay, all right. So we get back down and we pray again. And after the second time, the pain was completely gone, and she didn't need to walk on crutches anymore, which was super cool. So God did some amazing stuff. We may have been stuck in that building but God was doing some amazing things in like through the nurses, and also like literally healing a lady's foot, and didn't need to walk on crutches anymore. Literally didn't need crutches anymore. Like, it's so cool. Like, God is so good. And so that was like that was probably one of the highlights of that trip for me. It was so good because we felt so stuck and useless. But, you know, we may be stuck in one place, and this might apply to you today. Like, we may all be stuck in one place, but do not doubt for a single second that our God is alive and on the move. But yeah, I hope this encourages you today, and yeah, I'll see you next time. God bless.